And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day, folks, at noon Eastern. And if you want to watch live, then go to twitch.tv/takesbyfans or at our official website at takesbyfans.com/watch. Check out our YouTube page. We post all of our shows on there daily. And then if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps. Spotify is the big one right now. Still waiting approval from, y'all know, Apple Podcasts. They are taking their sweet time over there, which I can respect a little bit. I get it. Quality control. They don't want no scrubs on their playlist. So, if we get approved, that just says we're no scrubs. So I respect it. So we're still waiting for approval on Apple Podcasts, but hey, you can still listen on Spotify. And if you don't use Spotify over Apple Music anyway or Apple Podcasts, I don't know what y'all doing anyway. All right, today is Sunday. We are 59 minutes away from kickoff. We've been talking all week up until this moment about Week 12. We talked about Week 11 a lot. We talked about Week 12 a lot, and now Week 12 is finally upon us. So today we're just gonna give you our final thoughts. Gonna recap our picks, maybe some last second picks that we do like, and just talk right up until kickoff break, giving you the latest news, the breaking news up until kickoff. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. We are going to have to start with some stories today just to kind of kick us off. So we'll start here. Running back for the Steelers, James Conner, test positive for COVID. I mean, who hasn't tested positive for COVID in the Steelers-Ravens game? So Steelers, unfortunately, are going to be without running back James Conner. I don't know if they're going to be able to handle it, folks. I mean, one player out for the Steelers with COVID, I think that's going to definitely hurt them. I mean, the Ravens, folks, they're healthier than ever, right? So James Conner is definitely going to be missed here with the Steelers, but I don't think it's going to matter too much in the grand scheme of the game. Colts running back Jonathan Taylor, he has been quarantining because his girlfriend learned Friday that she tested positive for COVID-19, so he is not going to be playing. Unfortunate, but he's not going to be good to go for Colts and Titans. So, hey, I mean, we like the Titans +3. This is definitely helping us with that bet as well, so we'll take it. And then I'm sure y'all have heard the news. The Lions have finally made the decision to fire not only the head coach, Matt Patricia, but also the general manager, Bob Quinn, which, I mean, you have to do that, right? I mean, why would you even hire Matt Patricia anyway? They haven't been good. Their draft picks have not been panning out. Also, Matt Stafford, his career is kind of coming to an end, so I embrace this kind of cultural change. Let's kind of, start our rebuild because we are going to have to move off of Matt Stafford probably this year. We're going to have to find the coach, the GM, and the quarterback. You need all those three pieces really to be on the same page to have a successful organization. So, I mean, we knew this was coming. This man has 13 wins in his 10-year career. I believe he's 13-29-1. I mean, folks, come on. 13-29. Yes, you've got to make the decision. So they finally move off of Matt Patricia. Definitely endorsed here by Takes by Fans. We've been calling for it. Now we're just waiting for Adam Gase and Mike McCarthy. Those are the next two coaches to go. And I think we start to put Anthony Lynn on that list as well. I mean, he's not getting it done, and they have so much talent. They've had so much talent. Last year, we blamed it all on Phillip Rivers not getting it done, losing the close games with that poor record. And now this season, who's to blame? We can't blame Phillip Rivers anymore. We can't blame Justin Herbert. He's a rookie and looking really good. We have to start looking at somewhere else, and I really do think Anthony Lynn, unfortunately, should be on the list now. Mike McCarthy, Adam Gase, and Anthony Lynn, I think all need to go, unfortunately. So Lions moving off, and I definitely think that's good. Because this is probably going to be Matt Stafford's last year here in Detroit. This is what I think is going to happen. I doubt he comes back, or I doubt the Lions kind of want him back. They're in this middle of a rebuild. You got to get rid of, your franchise quarterback that has been your franchise quarterback for tons of years, decades. So I think they move off of Matt Stafford as well at the end of this year and start drafting for the future. All right, Dolphins. Tua is not playing against the Jets. They're saying it's his left thumb. They're saying he kind of hit it in practice as he was throwing, a little jammed a little bit. Not really too sure how serious the injury is, or if they just don't want Tua out there. This is a little concerning to me. Now, I thought that kind of talk about Tua being kind of, having, the 10-game audition was a little bullshit in my opinion. But now when this story is starting to develop a little little bit more. He gets benched for Ryan Fitzpatrick last week. He injures his thumb, but just like a little jam, and now they're sitting him again. Is it really Tua cannot play? I don't know. What I saw from him when they put him out on the field, I love the kid's accuracy, and I thought the play calling wasn't the best for what he's able to do, but maybe I'm wrong. So we once again have to keep an eye on Tua. Is he really hurt? Are they just kind of keeping him out for this reason? Ryan Fitzpatrick starting for the Dolphins today, and that doesn't give me too much hope. I mean, we know what we get from Ryan Fitzpatrick. We get a touchdown, we get an interception. We get the interception at the worst time of the game, and then we lose by double-digit scores. I mean, yeah, he kind of keeps us in the game, but he doesn't win us the games, and that's the point of playing a game, to win the game. So, yeah, he kind of keeps us close a little bit, but then he makes the mistake. So I don't know, man. I say we let Tua play, but once again, I'm not watching the Dolphins practice every day. I'm not coaching this team, so I'm hoping that they know better, a little bit better than I do. But Tua is not going today. Unfortunate. And then I'm sure everybody's heard. I mean, this is the meme of the century, folks. I mean, truly comical. Twitter was buzzing all last night, and it was truly fun to just scroll there and look at what everybody's saying, because it is pretty funny. But the Broncos, all of their quarterbacks cannot play today because they were all close contacts to their quarterback Jeff Driscoll, who was placed on COVID-19 list. So Broncos have no quarterback. They're bringing in a wide receiver. Well, not bringing in. They have a wide receiver who they've activated, I believe, from the practice squad, who is now the new quarterback for the Broncos. So how is that going to work out for the Saints? Well, I'll tell you all right now, the Saints were -6 before this broke. After this broke, they're now -15.5 points. I mean, folks, a 10-point swing on just Broncos having no quarterbacks playing. Interesting. So we'll see how that works out. Are the Broncos going to put up any points today? Are they going to get blown out? Or is this just going to be kind of, the magic where everything really seems to go right for one squad and everything is going wrong for another squad, but the thing that went wrong for the other squad ends up pulling out the win in some miraculous fashion? We'll see if it happens today. Yeah, Broncos are rocking with no quarterbacks today. And then finally, our last story is, so let's just read this tweet. Here it is. Santa Clara County officials say that no pro or college sports team are able to have games or practices in the county that include direct contact for the next 3 weeks. You know who plays in Santa Clara County? The San Francisco 49ers. So the state is saying that they cannot play or practice if they are in Santa Clara County. None of that going on. So now the 49ers are trying to find somewhere to play and practice. So after their away game today, they can't fly back to their own practice facility because they can't play or practice there in the county. So they're looking for somewhere to play. The 49ers are homeless, y'all. The 49ers, an entire football team, is now homeless. We'll see how this shakes out, but I don't know where they can go. So they're going to be finding just some grass to practice on outside of Santa Clara County. We don't even know where they're going to. I think they have 2 home games coming up in the next 3 weeks. Yeah, they do. December 7th and December 13th. So we don't know where these games are going to be played for the 49ers, folks. They could be playing at your house. I would submit an application to have the 49ers come and play and practice at your house if you have a big enough backyard and you can accommodate. Sell some concessions, make some money, but submit an application to the 49ers because they are looking for a place to go, folks. They are on the road this week, and on the plane ride back, they're going to need somewhere to go. Maybe have the pilot put your address in there or something. All right, but that's all the stories that we kind of needed to go through. A couple of homeless teams, a couple of inactives, couple of COVID lists, and all that. We are now officially 50 minutes away from kickoff, folks, so what time is better now than to just recap, refresh, talk about every single one of these games. We'll start seeing if any of these lines have been falling a little bit, if they've moved at all, and just give our final kind of thoughts, predictions, and best bets for this week's game. So here it is. We're going to start right from the rip. These lines are all up to date, 50 minutes out from kickoff, so here we go. Let's get right into it. First game is going to be Chargers and Bills, and this spread has actually dropped a ton. This game, I believe, started at Bills minus 5.5 points. It's dropped all the way down to Bills minus 4. That's because a lot of people were taking the Chargers with the points, and I really don't like that. We're betting the Bills today. Love the Bills here, minus 4. We locked it in at minus 4.5. But love the Bills today. They're off the bye. Josh Allen ready to rock. Home team for the Buffalo Bills. Love to see it. Their defense has been getting better. They've been, had that extra week to prepare and get a little bit healthier. Josh Allen is looking to really sling it. He hasn't been talked about in the media for an entire week, and I think he's eager to get out there and prove himself. This Chargers team isn't that good, folks. Yes, last week they beat the Jets. Yes, they put up like 34 points, but they still almost lost the game. It was a one-score game. So this Chargers team, they're not good. They struggle against the bad teams. They struggle against the good teams, and this Buffalo Bills team, I think, is one of the better teams in the league. Definitely, they definitely have all the pieces. It's just now comes down to execution. They have the players, they have the leadership, they have the talent, they have the rosters, they have the coaching staff. They just need these players to go out and play well, and that's all the Bills need to do, and it cannot really get any easier this week off of a bye at home. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, the Chargers, I told y'all at the top of the show, they got, hang on. Where is it? Did I not tell y'all at the top? Did I not tell y'all at the top of the show? Thought I did. I was talking about the Colts, actually. So, yeah, I take that back. I think I mentioned it earlier in the week. They do have a player with COVID. Justin Herbert, yeah, he's going to be good to go. But, I mean, he's going to be a little bit feeling himself maybe a little too much. I would expect definitely a turnover by the Chargers, at least by one by Justin Herbert. I mean, this man had a flawless game last week against the Jets. Maybe he kind of carries that over into this Bills team, and this Bills defense is a lot better than that Jets defense, I can tell y'all. So, Justin Herbert's not going to have 300 yards and 3 touchdowns and no interceptions this game. He's not going to be able to air it out deep on this Bills defense. I think they take advantage, and Josh Allen, executes to kind of near perfection this week. Love the Bills here, minus 4. Honestly, I would go all the way up to Bills minus 6.5. I mean, let's look at some of these alternative game lines, folks. Let's see where you can make some money here. I mean, Bills minus 6, let's go Bills minus 6.5. I mean, you're looking at plus 138. If you buy this all the way up to Bills minus 9.5, only minus or plus 195, that's pretty good. You put $100 on that, you're looking at $295. That's pretty good. So Bills all the way up to Bills minus 9.5, and I think I kind of approved that, honestly. I love the Bills here. I love them big, folks. I truly do. I don't think the Chargers are going to be close. I think the Chargers plus the points here, whether you locked it in at plus 5.5 or plus 4, I kind of think that's like a sucker bet. I think Vegas is really looking for, oh my God, the Chargers with Justin Herbert. Did you not see how he performed last week? Have you not been watching him the entire season? Yes, that's true, but look at the play calling for the Chargers, and they lose these close games, and this Bills team, folks, is truly good. So I expect kind of a blowout here, folks. I would not be surprised by a blowout. Like the Bills here, like them big. Alrighty, here we go. Raiders and Falcons, and Julio Jones is not playing. He is out. So Julio Jones is out. Todd Gurley's out for the Atlanta Falcons. We just saw what they did offensively last week. It was not pretty. I highly advise to stay away from this game just because we don't know the Atlanta team that we're getting. I want to buy into this Falcons offense. I really do. But last week, coming off of the bye, I mean, that was your chance to really kind of rejuvenate and kind of rebrand yourself for the end of the season, and they didn't do that. They put up 9 points and just really looked pathetic offensively the entire time. So, highly advised to stay away from the Falcons here, even though the Falcons plus 3.5 is a little appetizing to me. I mean, Todd Gurley being out, Julio Jones being out, we cannot trust it. This Raiders team is actually pretty good as well. I mean, I loved how they battled the Chiefs last week, even though they lost. They just gave Patrick Mahomes too much time, and that's something you learn. Once it happens to you once, you never forget it, so they will never leave more than kind of 20 seconds on the clock going on a game-winning drive again. I can tell you that. So, Raiders, looking for a playoff spot. They need to win this game. They kind of need to keep winning. Their loss last week definitely hurt them, but it was still a good loss in the eyes of a good loss, I would say. So, gonna stay away from this game. If we have to pick it, we take Raiders -3.5. We get no value here with the Falcons +3. A lot of weapons out offensively. And I understand Calvin Ridley can still single-handedly get it done for the Falcons, even without Julio Jones. It's just that they didn't do it last week coming off of a bye. So I can't really see them doing it here against the Raiders. So, gonna stay away from it. I do kind of like the Raiders -3.5 if I have to take the game. You just cannot trust this Atlanta offense, folks. And this is coming from me, who's been a big proponent of this Atlanta offense. Let's look at here by points by a team in the first half. Getting really no good value here. I stay away heavy from Falcons over 12.5, and I don't like the 13.5 for the Raiders either. So I'm staying clean away from this game. There's nothing I like. Man, this is really a tough week. I had to kind of squeeze out a couple of picks here, and we are going to have to come up with a new pick on the fly. Because in our official picks, we had the Saints -6.5. This one's ballooned all the way up to Saints -16.5 for that reason. I told y'all the Broncos have no quarterback this week. So we are going to kind of switch out this game with another pick, but it's not going to be Falcons or Raiders +3, -3. I'm staying heavy away from this game. Really don't see how this one's going to play out. Alrighty, Cardinals and Patriots, and this one's dropping as well. This one started at Cardinals -2. I think it was Cardinals -1.5 yesterday, and now it's finally looking like it's going to land at Cardinals -1, and that's something I can definitely get behind. I kind of love the Cardinals this week. I kind of think this is a surprising line. I understand the Patriots are at home, but their offense is not a factor. I'm not afraid of this Patriots offense if I'm facing them defensively, folks. I'm not worried about Cam Newton. He'll make the mistake. He'll fumble. He'll throw the bad pass. They won't pick it up. They won't pick up the third down in key situations. They're not going to stretch the field vertically. And this Cardinals defense has really been coming into their own these last 3-4 weeks. We get Kyler Murray here. He is a little banged up his shoulder, so that is a little bit concerning. He could get knocked out of the game, which would not fare well for this Cardinals team, obviously. But the DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray connection's been good. We saw what the Patriots did last week against the Texans. I mean, Texans put up 27 points. Deshaun Watson kind of going crazy on him, and Kyler Murray's a little bit better than Deshaun Watson, in my opinion. I think he's faster than Deshaun Watson. Maybe doesn't have as big of an arm as Deshaun Watson, but the arms are very comparable, and I do think Kyler Murray's a little bit quicker than Deshaun Watson. So I think this Cardinals offense is really going to make this Patriots defense struggle heavily. I think this Cardinals defense is better than the Patriots offense, and I think they pick off Cam Newton and force a couple of turnovers. I don't think the Patriots put up a lot of points, and I think the Cardinals definitely have the ability to do so. So I like the Cardinals here. It's just Bill Belichick's defense. How are they going to play? They're usually pretty good in the first half, not allowing a lot of points, but then in the second half, their offense isn't putting up points, so their defense gets a little restless and reckless. Then they start giving up the big plays because they know their offense isn't putting up the points, and taking advantage of the shorter fields that the defense provides maybe in a turnover or just solid 3 and out. That definitely wears on a defense. Oh my God, we're doing so good and the offense can't even score. It's like, what are we doing here? So I definitely can see that playing out once again for the Patriots. That's kind of how they are losing all their games. So I actually like the Cardinals here, and we actually only have to swallow 1 point. That's pretty crazy in my opinion. We're going to go Cardinals here. I definitely endorse it. I like it. I think it's actually... No, it's one of my 99% guarantees, but I mean, I'm big into this pick as well. Very big into this pick. Cardinals -1, absolutely love it. Love it more as I'm talking it up right now, honestly. All right, let's move on to Giants and Bengals, and this line is climbing kind of in the opposite direction. It started at Giants -6 when we looked on Thursday, and now it's all the way up to Giants -6.5, which isn't a lot, but you still kind of get that hook, which you never want. And I mean, everything tells you to like the Giants this week. Obviously, no Joe Burrow this week for the Bengals. They're starting their backup quarterback. Their offense hasn't even really been productive with Joe Burrow. These last kind of 2-3 weeks, they've really been struggling to score, where, the first maybe 7 weeks, they've had those big games where they put up 30, 20 points, but they've really been struggling to score these past couple weeks. So If Joe Burrow's not going to do it, I doubt whoever the Bengals are starting this week is going to be able to do it as well. It just doesn't translate. Joe Burrow is a great quarterback, so a backup quarterback is not going to be able to do anything that Joe Burrow wasn't able to do, in my opinion. So the Giants here are looking good. They know the division is still up for grabs. If they get this win this week, they're looking pretty good going into next week and trying to fight for the division as the season comes to a close. But everything tells me to like the Giants here. Daniel Jones, I'm a huge believer in him. I love what Jason Garrett's doing with this offense, and their defense is pretty solid as well. I mean, we saw what they did last week against the Eagles. That's a division game, and they really just kind of destroyed the Eagles. They could not do anything. So, I mean, we talked about the safety, the multiple blunders by Carson Wentz. Was this 2 weeks ago? Am I bugging? Who did they have last week? Did the Eagles have the Browns, or did they have the Giants? Giants may have been 2 weeks ago. 1 second. Yeah, so, I mean, we saw what the Eagles did. I mean, the Browns literally really destroyed them defensively. Carson Wentz can't do anything. We still can't believe in Carson Wentz. So, I mean, the Giants took care of the Eagles very well. But, yeah, I like the Giants this week. The 6 is definitely throwing me off because this Giants team doesn't blow out teams. They don't do that. They win kind of closer. They don't put up a lot of points. It's not like their offense is that explosive. Their offense is good. It's more kind of methodical. We're going to just drive all the way down the field with you. A little bit of dink and dunk here, 10-yard throws here, little read option with Daniel Jones. But we're going to, take up 8, 10 plays, about 4 or 5 minutes to get the score for the touchdown. Other than that, we're going to settle for field goals. So I don't like the Giants minus 6.5. I do like the Giants straight up. I'll tell you all that. I think they win straight up, but I'm a little hesitant to bet the spread this week. This Giants defense is good, and they definitely can hold the Bengals to, not a lot of points, but this Giants team doesn't put up a lot of points themselves. So I'm going to stay away from the spread this week. Let's see if we get any good value here in points and a half by the Giants or the Bengals here. Let's see if we get anything good. Bengals are over 9.5. That's decent touchdown field goal combination. And the Giants is over 13.5. I definitely do not like that at all. So once again, I don't think we're getting any real good value here in any one of our kind of bets that we like to do. And I think we have to stay away from Giants, Bengals. I do like Giants money line, but I'm staying away from the spread here. Alrighty, Dolphins, Jets, and I'm going to tell y'all right now, I love the Jets plus 7. I'll say that. I don't know if that makes me sound crazy or not, but the Jets are 0-10. They're looking for their first win. This is a division meeting. Jets are at home. Sam Darnold's back. That should be all the information you need, and they're getting 7, and they're facing the Dolphins, who are coming off a pretty disappointing loss, and we're starting Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now, that actually helps the Jets plus 7 because he turns the ball over in the end zone, takes away a score that's going to give all momentum back to the Jets at some point. Folks, it's going to happen. We know exactly how every single Ryan Fitzpatrick game is going to go. He's going to look good. He's going to throw a touchdown. People are going to slob on him. Then he's going to throw the pick in the end zone, and then maybe fumble here, a drive stall here, and then a 3-point game turns into a 10-point game, 10-point deficit for the Dolphins because Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's just not clutch and just kind of, he's a true gunslinger, and that's what he does. He slings it, and he throws interceptions while doing so. So we know what we're going to get from Ryan Fitzpatrick. I really think it helps the Jets plus 7. If Tua was starting, Jets plus 7, I don't know if I really liked it as much, but now that Ryan Fitzpatrick is, I definitely do like Jets plus 7 here. I am going to endorse it. This isn't one of our official locks or official 99% guarantees, but the more that I've been thinking about it, I told y'all the quote that we found in the middle of the week that Adam Gase said that, this is kind of, what the season really should have been. This is kind of a what-if game. I mean, Adam Gase is coming out fully expecting to win this game. Now they have Sam Darnold back, and they're really offense is kind of all healthy. Le'Veon Bell's not there anymore, but Adam Gase never wanted him there. He never really incorporated him truly into their offense. So this is the offense Adam Gase has really been looking for. Expect him to really kind of call a good game for once, maybe, knowing that he really has to impress now that his starting quarterback is back. Jets at home, division game, looking for, they made it close against the Chargers last week with Joe Flacco. They can make it close here against the Dolphins defense. And, we're getting 7, folks. You may like the Jets to lose the game, but we're getting 7 points. Games are close. Division games are closer, and the Jets are at home. We're going to take the 7. I truly, truly like this bet. Truly love it. All right, here we go. Let's continue on. Browns, Jags, and this one, Mike Glennon is starting for the Jags. How good is he going to be? Well, actually, let's find out. We've got some time in the show. Let's just do Mike Glennon highlight package. We'll see if we see anything good from this man. Are we going to believe in him? So let's go here. What do we got here? Mike Glennon. Any highlight packages? Preseason week 2 highlights from last year. Is this supposed to impress us? Mike Glennon, game-winning drive versus Steelers. This is 5 years ago, though. Let's watch this. Let's watch this game-winning drive for the Steelers 5 years ago. Let's see how this works. All right, here we go. Tampa Bay down by 4. Mike Glennon's the quarterback at midfield. Avoids the pressure, just gets it off. Okay. Something to build off of. Knows that he can kind of, escape the pressure. Gets rid of the ball. Doesn't take the crucial sack. Here it is on second down. He delivers an absolute strike over the middle of the field. Brings it all the way down to the 5-yard line. This video is going crazy, lagging. But we get, who is that? Murphy all the way down to the 5. They've got no timeouts. They're all running up to the line of scrimmage. Mike Glennon spikes the ball. He knows how to run the 2-minute offense, folks. That's huge. That's huge. Here we go. Mike Glennon from the 5-yard line. How clutch is this man? In the red zone. Oh, he just throws a 50-50 ball to the receiver. Unfortunately, this wasn't very well thrown either. I don't really like this ball. Looked a little low to me. But here we go. 3rd and goal. Second chance for Mike Glennon. Once again, they're kind of attacking the one-on-one matchup, and they get it. Mike Glennon delivers an absolute strike down low corner of the end zone to their number 1 receiver in here, Jackson, and they score the game-winning touchdown, and they defeat Big Ben. How crazy. This is 5 years ago, folks. All right, let's see if we get anything a little bit more recent, shall we? All right, let's just do this. We're not getting anything here. We are not getting anything here. He has not played in a huge while. Let's see what this is. The tribute highlights in Arizona. This is from 2018. All right, just dumps it off to, his little safety net there, the running back. Drops back to pass, slings it over the middle. That's a pretty good ball. That was a rocket. That's tight coverage. I'll take that. Nice little slant. Place it right on the money. All right, Mike Glennon drops back to pass. Goes deep. All right, this one, it was completed, but it was a little iffy if the defense was actually playing the ball a little bit more. But we give the man some credit. Here we go, another pass, back of the end zone. Oh, and look at this, very well done. Just kind of, a very quick, just kind of little rub by the wide receivers, and they play it perfectly. That's very well done. What else do we got for Mike Glennon? Let's see some more. These are only 2-minute clips, unfortunately. And they play the same one again. Not good, not great. In a minute clip, and they show the same one twice. This is just all Larry Fitzgerald. Look at this man go. Just a simple slant route, crossing route, and Mike Glennon delivers the ball perfectly. Cardinals are also down 40-7 in this game, so don't let this, this last kind of couple of seconds really deter you. If Mike Glennon was starting this entire game for the Cardinals, it's not good. Back of the end zone wide open. He delivers a ball. We're not seeing too much by Mike Glennon here. Not great, but once again, just kind of dinking and dunking, waiting for his kind of safety net route to open up. Wide open pass again, just kind of 3 yards down the field. And this is all kind of coming in the 40-7 loss against the Falcons. Once again, just kind of getting blown out here in the 4th quarter. I don't know if he's the starting quarterback this entire season. Probably not. They're probably just bringing him in garbage time. But still, nothing too impressive here by Mike Glennon. Yeah, we're not seeing anything there. He's kind of the career backup that we know. Can't trust him here. Browns -7, Browns Jags. That's where we're at. As I brought up earlier in the week, DJ Chark for Jacksonville is going to be out. So now Mike Lennon doesn't have his number one wide receiver. That's not going to fare well. And this Browns defense is very good, folks. I mean, we saw what they did to Carson Wentz last week. The sack for the safety, the 2 interceptions, the fumble recoveries, just 10 points. I mean, that's basically what the Eagles put up. I know the final score they put up 17, but that last drive doesn't really count. The game was over. Garbage time points don't really mean much to me. So they really only put up 10 points. I expect the Jags to do the same here. The Browns are on the road and the weather's supposed to be well. So now that Baker Mayfield has the ability to throw the ball 35 plus times, is he going to? Or is that going to be the game plan? We're not sure. I mean, he hasn't been able to throw the ball because it's been downpouring the last 2 weeks when the Browns have been playing. So now that Baker Mayfield can open it up a little bit, expect an interception. I don't know. I don't think this game's going to be close. It shouldn't be close. This Browns defense is very good, folks. It is a pretty solid defense. So we're going to call Browns -7 just because I don't think Jacksonville really can score, but I don't want Kevin Stefanski's play calling to get really all out of whack. I don't think he's going to call an out of whack game plan. He really seems very solid-headed, level-headed. And even though that this game really should be a blowout and they're going against Jacksonville, who's on their, third quarterback of the season, I'm just hoping the offense doesn't get too crazy, and if they're up by 14, they don't get out of control and start turning the ball over and make, let the Jacksonville Jaguars kind of hang around, and last second they kind of backdoor cover kind of on some bullshit. So we are going to stay away from this game, but we do kind of like the Browns -7. We could get some good value here on the Browns total points in the first half. Let's see what they're at. They're over 13.5 too. I would kind of endorse this one as well. Maybe expect an early turnover, kind of a quick score by the Browns. You only need 2 touchdowns, but it's real tough betting this week, folks. Truly, close games, a lot of high spreads, a lot of teams that should be getting blown out, but maybe not, maybe won't. I don't know. All right, here we go. Titans and Colts, and this is, the meeting that happened 2 weeks ago, but it's not on Thursday Night Football, and it is in Indianapolis this week. This is one of our locks, folks. Titans +3, absolutely love it. I've said it time and time again, folks. The Titans did not really lose their first meeting 2 weeks ago. It was the special teams of the Titans midway third quarter that really blew open the game for the Colts. That was it. Up until that point, the Tennessee offense was outscoring the Colts offense, and the Tennessee defense was holding the Colts offense in really tight, tricky situations when they were starting very plus positive territory, starting at their own 35, 40, starting at midfield, starting in the Titans territory. So that's a tall order for the Titans defense to really kind of go and perform well, and they did it to the best of their ability until the special teams really just made it so hard on the defense that no defense, really, even the Steelers defense, the best defense in the league, wouldn't really be able to overcome. So now we get the Colts with a more even inflated head. They shouldn't have beat the Titans 2 weeks ago. They really shouldn't have beat the Packers last week. I mean, the Packers put up 28 points in the first half. They got the ball to start overtime. They fumble it. It kind of just falls into the Colts' hand. The Colts' game management, clock management also was a blunder last week. Almost cost them the game. So, I mean, this Colts team, yes, they're 7-3, and yes, their defense is good. We see the graphics every single week. This is the best defense in the league. They're like 3rd in scoring, 2nd in run, 5th in pass, 3rd overall. It's not impressive to me because I really don't see it. Yes, they did give up 28 points, but kind of really shut it down in the second half. I will give them that. But I expect this Titans offense. I mean, we saw what they did against the Ravens last week on the road in Baltimore. Played a fantastic game, kept up the run game, and when they do that, they kind of win in the fourth quarter. Expect maybe the same here. Expect maybe Ryan Tannehill to be able to open it up a little bit more because it's going to be in a dome, fair weather. You don't have to worry about the weather. This isn't a prime time game, so a little bit of nerves go out the window. and expect Phillip Rivers to finally have his clown game. This is why we're taking it slow with the Colts on our power rankings, because we know Phillip Rivers is going to have his clown game where he just doesn't care and he gets lazy and turns the ball over at the worst time, kind of like what Fitzpatrick does kind of on a weekly basis. We have Phillip Rivers who does that kind of 4 or 5 times throughout the season in some games, so we're ready for the next one. The last one came against the Browns when they faced the Browns and kind of got destroyed by them. We haven't seen anything like that since, but we can't put it past them. We saw Phillip Rivers last year. We saw Phillip Rivers at the beginning of the season. You cannot teach a old dog new tricks, and that's what Phillip Rivers is, an old dog, folks. So we're going to take the Titans, and we get 3 points. I think they win outright. I think the Colts kind of implode a little bit this week, show their true colors. We can finally kick them out of the top 10 with good reason, and we all have a good week. So like the Titans here, +3. I just don't buy the Colts, folks. That's it. I do not buy Phillip Rivers. I think this Colts team is decent overall. I just can't trust Phillip Rivers, and when he's the quarterback, he's kind of your main proponent on offense. We can't trust it. We take the Titans +3. Alrighty, Panthers, Vikings, and this one's kind of weird as well. Teddy Bridgewater is a go. Christian McCaffrey, I believe, is out. It was a little up in the air if he was going to play like on Friday, but overall, he's not going to play this week. But as I said, that doesn't really affect this Panthers offense. They still do very well without Christian McCaffrey on the field. This offense is very good on third down. That's why I kind of stay away from taking Panthers games, because they kind of stay in games. They really don't ever get blown out. They're always kind of in position. They were even up early in that Bucs game until they got blown out in the second half. But they're very good. They're good on their scripted plays. They're good on third downs. They take long, methodical drives. They know how to drive the ball on you. That's why I am buying into Matt Rule a little bit. He knows how to move the ball on these defenses. Long drives, long sustainable drives. If you can do that in the league, that's pretty rare. And Matt Rule is doing it pretty good his rookie season as a head coach, first time in the NFL. So I will give him a little bit of credit. Vikings coming off a very kind of emotional loss against the Cowboys last week. But if you looked at the stats, I mean, everybody really played well for the Vikings. Kirk Cousins, I think he had over 250 yards. I mean, we'll just look it up right now. I mean, folks, look at this. Kirk Cousins, 22 of 30 for 314 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Delvin Cook, 27 carries for 115 yards, 1 touchdown. Everybody was balling out. Now, I believe Adam Thielen is not playing this week. Is that correct? Am I right about that? Oh, man, I should have saved the tweet. Let's see. Let me search him real quick. If I can't find it quick, we'll move on. But I don't know if Adam Thielen is playing this week. That definitely could hurt the Vikings. Definitely. Let's see here. Here we go. November 3rd, they placed him on the COVID-19, but it was just because of close contact. Let me go to the latest tweets. Vikings inactives wide receiver Adam Thielen. Unfortunate. So, he is going to be out. This is confirmed. No Adam Thielen. So, they still have Justin Jefferson, who's still a very good quarterback or wide receiver. But we looked at what Adam Thielen did this game. I mean, he had 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. So definitely Kirk Cousins, he was struggling earlier in the season because he didn't have Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen, didn't have a true number 1 and number 2, just only has the number 1 and Adam Thielen, and that definitely struggled. I mean, before the bye, this Vikings team was throwing it 35 plus times. Kirk Cousins was turning it over multiple times, and it was just not sustainable until after the bye, they started running the ball more. So I expect them to keep up running the ball a little bit more, and it's just gonna depend on how well this Panthers offense is gonna perform. I think this Vikings can score on the Panthers defense. I don't think their defense is just quite there yet. Maybe next season. But this Vikings offense or this Panthers offense is just gonna depend on how well they perform. They did very well with PJ Tucker last week without Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater is good to go. Their offense has been good, has really been decent. It's really been above average, even though they've been losing games and Christian McCaffrey's not being there. So I think we're going to swallow the 3 here. Once again, we kind of stay away from it just because, the Vikings, last week, yes, they played well, but they still lost. Was that just kind of a fluke? It may have been. I still kind of like and trust this Panthers offense a little bit, but I think I like the Vikings here a little bit more. I think we like Vikings -3. We're going to swallow the 3 points there this week and kind of rock with the Vikings. Alrighty, here we go. Saints and Broncos, and folks. Broncos don't have a quarterback. That's it. Taysom Hill has been playing he played very well last week. We only get a 1-game sample size, but that 1 game was absolutely fantastic. I loved every single thing about Taysom Hill's performance last week, truly. So, this should be a no-brainer. Saints -16.5. How is this Broncos team going to score? You literally just load the box and you play press. You play single coverage, high safety, press everybody, blitz 8. Blitz 7. You blitz 7. That's what you do. Load the box, press everybody up, press your corners up, only have a single high, not even single high. Don't place them even high. Place them like 15 yards deep. That's it. Folks, what are we talking about here? Are we going to expect a wide receiver turned quarterback? Is that what we're supposed to trust? Folks, if he has a good game, we can literally just throw everything you know about football out the window. I'll cancel the show. I'll stop takes by fans if this quarterback performs decently well, if they even are within 20 points of the Saints team, because it will just be ridiculous if you can just take whatever you want and place them at quarterback. The Saints should be blitzing on every single play. I don't care if it's not unfair. I don't care if it's this or that. You're here to win a game. We're professionals. If I'm the defensive coach for the Saints, I'm playing aggressive as heck. I do not care. You're going to run the ball and you're going to run it and run it and run it. We're going to play that run because we're not trusting the pass at all. From the start to the finish, I don't care. If we get beat by the pass, I'll take the blame on that, but we're going to pressure the wide receiver quarterback and we're going to have a day. This is going to be a game where it decides if football is real or if football is fake. If the Broncos have any slight success on offense, this whole league is fake and it doesn't even matter, and I will quit the show because there is no sense in talking if the Broncos have a good game without all of their quarterbacks. What else is there to talk about? Let's see what the points by their team in the first half is. Oh my goodness, over 3.5. This is the lowest I've ever seen it. That's so comical. Over 3.5 points, and I kind of like it, because this Denver defense is decent at home. Taysom Hill hasn't proven that he doesn't turn the ball over when he starts football games. We haven't seen that. So Broncos over 3.5. Oh my goodness, like it. I think I love it here. This is gonna be the bet of the week, folks. Denver Broncos over 3.5 points in the first half. Why not? 2 field goals. You can't get any lower than that. They would never put that at 3. Got to guarantee at least 2 scores here. And if you get a touchdown pick 6, it could happen. Fumble sets you up in some good field goal position. Hey, that's all you need is 2 field goals here in the first half. We're going to rock with that. This is going to be our live stream game day exclusive bet. I've never seen it this low. And it's plus 112. Oh my goodness. You can make a killing on this, folks. You put $500 on this, you're looking at $1,000, $566 profit, folks. Oh my goodness. You put $1,000 on that. You can do the math. Just double your money. 50 grand on this. Folks, bet your college tuition. Don't you want to be done paying off college? This is how you do it. You have to count on the Broncos putting up 4 points. Can you do that? Can they do that in the first half? Yes, without their quarterback, but still, folks, come on. Pay off your college tuition. Take the chance. What is life without chances, folks? $50,000 on the Broncos over 3.5 points. You're walking away with 10 grand, folks. Or 100,000. Very well. Oh my goodness. I love it. Broncos over 3.5, folks. That's the steal this week. All right, let's move on here. 18 minutes out from kickoff, couple more games to go, so let's try and get through these quickly and, get out of here right before kickoff. So here we go. Saints Broncos, we just did it. Rams 49ers, and folks, this one's climbing down, and why? We cannot, I understand why people are taking the points here. It's because the Rams offense really can't put up a lot of points. We saw they had a monstrous game on offense against the Bucs, and they still only put up like 27. It wasn't to anything great. It wasn't 30 like the Chiefs do on a consistent basis. So the Rams offense, they do have a ceiling in their points total, but this defense for the Rams really should lock down the 49ers offense. They're still starting Nick Mullins and all their kind of, glued together pieces that they've been, just sticking and hoping something sticks. 49ers put up 13 points last week on the road. I expect it to be kind of the same here. So we're going to swallow the Rams, the points here. I think this one opened up at Rams -6. It may have even been 6.5, but definitely 6. It's coming down a little bit, and I think I like it. You get some good value here, -5. I really do not think this 49ers offense is going to do anything against this Rams team. I mean, this Rams defense is one of the best in the league. We are starting to respect it. We saw what they did at Tom Brady last week. I mean, is Nick Mullins even close to Tom Brady? No. And the Rams are at home. 49ers are on the road one more time this week. So, like the Rams here, swallow the points. I really think this is one of the better bets of the week, folks. Truly, Rams -5.5. This is going to replace our official picks. I know on our website right now we have Saints -6. We are canceling that bet. There's no value here in this bet. You expect the Saints -16.5, but you never know with the magic of this whole thing. Everybody buys in. You get a movie made out of this game for some reason. So we're not going to take this game anymore. We are going to replace it with Rams -5.5. I think that's the best bet, really. Yes, the Rams don't score a lot of points, but I think this Rams defense can really help hold this 49ers team to under, once again, 13 or under. Had the Rams score 20, and you're good to go. They win by 7 at least. Like the Rams -5.5. Chiefs Bucks. I mean, I absolutely love the Chiefs -3.5. I mean, folks, Tom Brady last week, primetime game, they couldn't even beat the Rams defense. And I understand this Chiefs defense isn't as good as the Rams, blah, 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 but they're fast. And that's really what's going to hurt Tom Brady. Tom Brady's still a little slower. I mean, he's an aging quarterback. He's 40 years old. He's 20 years in the league, folks. So, the velocity on the arm, gets away from him a little bit. We saw the pass that this man, loves to throw, just that seam route to a tight end. And he overthrows it all the time. It picked off to end the game last week. So, I mean, the speed of this Chiefs defense is really going to hurt this Tom Brady team. He may see something, but the speed of this defense for the Chiefs can really close it out quick and then get an easy interception, and Tom Brady can't do it. And this Bucs defense, they struggled against the pass against a Rams offense, which is one of the most simplistic offenses in the league. They don't have a lot of formations. Everything's real tight, and if the Bucs couldn't stop that, I mean, look, Jared Goff had 300 yards. Both receivers had over 150 yards receiving. So imagine what these Chiefs weapons are going to do. The sheer speed of this Chiefs offense is going to hurt the Bucs defense. They are not that fast, and this Chiefs team is the definition of speed, folks. So just in the speed factor, this Chiefs blows this Bucs team out of the water. That's all there is to it. Bruce Arians has to call a great game. I mean, he's been, placing the blame on Tom Brady every single week, so he's really got to start stepping up a little bit in his play calling. Tom Brady has to step up. Everybody knows there's a lot of pressure that they have to really be competitive against this Chiefs team since they're defending Super Bowl champs, and the Bucs are supposed to be Super Bowl contenders. So this is a huge game for the Bucs here. They're still at home, but I don't care. The speed of this Chiefs team is going to destroy the Bucs. I think this is a clear blowout, folks. I would bet this one all the way up to Chiefs -9.5, honestly. Let's see what these alternative game lines are. Let's see if we get some good value here at Chiefs -9.5, and it's +200. That's great value, folks. That is truly great value. You put $500, you win $1,000. You take home $1,500, you profit $1,000. That's exactly where you want it. So love it, love it, love it. I think the Chiefs absolutely blow out the Bucs. And once again, we're talking about Tom Brady not being good and needs to retire, and this Bucs team is they just don't have it this year. Alrighty, a couple more games. What do we got? Two more games, Bears, Packers, and this one's coming down, folks, and we loved it. We snagged this up at Bears +9.5. We already have that locked in, and this one just keeps going down because Mitch Trubisky is starting, and Mitch Trubisky gives this Bears team the best chance to win. We saw when Nick Foles is done. Nothing good. We only saw Mitch Trubisky for 3 games at the start of the season. Oh, really only 2.5. He kind of got pulled mid-third quarter of their third game because he threw the pick, and then Nick Foles throws a pick in the red zone, so, I mean, folks, come on. So I think Mitch Trubisky is better than Nick Foles. I think this Bears defense irritates Aaron Rodgers, makes him even more careless than he's already been these last 2-3 weeks. The Packers may win, but we're getting the Bears +8 division game. This Bears defense is the only thing that we're kind of trusting in betting. We're trusting that they hold the Packers to not a lot of points. They force a lot of turnovers, not a lot, but a couple, maybe two. So it gives the Bears a short field to work with. Mitch Trubisky builds off that short field, some good confidence, some early scores, 7-0 early, 7-7 early, 14-7 early, and this Bears team is going to be good to go for the rest of the game. We see this Packers team with Aaron Rodgers, they get lazy, they get complacent, they get bored. They were up 28-14 in the first half last week, they blow it, they turn the ball over. There's no accountability, I don't think, in this Packers organization. We have wide receivers turning it over, fumbling the ball in overtime. We have Aaron Rodgers going for it on fourth down in their own territory. We have them going for 4th and 1 on the opponent's 25-yard line when they can go and tie up the game with a field goal. They bypass that. So it's just something in this play calling, the ego of this Packers team. It gets out of whack sometimes, and this Bears defense can definitely do that. They can push that, push the Packers closer to going out of whack offensively with their play calling, make Aaron Rodgers get uncomfortable, make him get frustrated, make him get lazy, make him get bored, and this Bears defense is going to be off to the races, folks, truly. And Mitch Trubisky has had all this time to kind of learn. He knows this is his chance. Prime time game. My last year on my contract. I don't think I'm going to be a Chicago Bear next year, and I have to have some place to live. I mean, folks, he doesn't want to be like the 49ers with no place to practice or play. So this man's going to be proving it all. He's had all this time to learn, all these reps. What Matt Nagy is expecting from Nick Foles. All right, he's expecting that from me. How can I play better than what Nick Foles has shown these last 7 weeks? And Mitch Trubisky may not have a good kind of end half of the season, but I think he's going to perform just enough to cover the 9.5 that we've got it locked in at, and he takes advantage of what the defense gives him with the Aaron Rodgers turnovers. So love it, and this one's coming down, so everybody loves it. I mean, the spread moves in either direction when a lot of people bet that other team. So Bears, everybody's betting Bears +9.5. It starts to slow down to 9, then 8.5, and then 8, where it is right now. So love it, love it, love it. And then that brings up, the last two games. We won't talk too much into them because we'll talk about them more on Monday's game, and then Tuesday's game. But early kind of quick looks at Seahawks, Eagles. Love the Seahawks here. Opened up at Seahawks -5.5. It is slowly starting to climb. It is now Seahawks -6.5. I still like it. Try to get it under that 7 hook if you can. This Eagles team is not good offensively or defensively. Seattle played a very good game last week. Russell Wilson doesn't turn the ball over, so that's a huge sign. We can start buying into this man again. I mean, we were only off of him for 1 week. He turned it around, and we're right back on him. Carson Wentz, on the other hand, is turning the ball over 2 times every single week. And, whenever you think, oh, he's going to finally turn a new leaf, he doesn't. Classic. Takes the safety, fumbles, interceptions. In this Seahawks defense, it is bend but don't break, so expect maybe a couple of drives where Carson Wentz is driving, but then they finally get the turnover, or the Eagles have to settle for a field goal. So I like the Seahawks -6.5. I don't think this Eagles defense can stop literally anybody on the Seattle's offense. I mean, I think Chris Carson is also back for the Seahawks, so that's once again huge. They get their huge running piece back, and we saw what they did last week, just dink and dunk, and they put up 28 points. So whether they dink and dunk or air it out against this Eagles team, they got the bases covered. They can put up the points either way. So like the Seahawks -6.5, and that brings us to, Tuesday's game, Ravens Steelers. Is it going to be played? I think it is going to be played on Tuesday. We'll know more tomorrow if any tests come back positive. It may get pushed back maybe till Wednesday. But they are going to try and squeeze this game in this week. For the Ravens Steelers. It started at, Steelers -5, and then Lamar got it and everybody got it, and now it's at Steelers -10. Yes, you can take that. This Ravens is going to have no offense. Once again, if you bet the Ravens +10, you're just believing in the magic, the team camaraderie. Everybody buys in. Everybody's like, hang on, we're playing for our brothers, that can't play. And they just kind of get this momentum, kind of like the Jaguars could have this week. Or not the Jaguars, what's the team with all the quarterbacks out? What the heck? Which team is it? The Broncos. Could be kind of like the Magic with the Broncos. If they catch Magic with no quarterback playing, they somehow win or somehow be competitive. This Ravens are kind of rooting for the same Magic. So Steelers at home, 10-0, division game, better defense, better quarterback, better coach, better all of this, blah, blah, blah. Maybe not better coach. I may have went too far there, but everything lines up for Steelers minus 10. You have to just swallow the points and live. If Magic strikes. You have to live with it. It is unfortunate. All right, that's just a rundown. That's our final thoughts on Week 12, folks. We just told you everything, what we like, what we don't like, what we think will happen, what we don't think will happen. Hopefully, Magic does not catch. We gave you some exclusive bets. We told you our bets. Hopefully, you guys can make that $100,000. $100,000, folks. $50,000 on Broncos over 3.5 points. Love it. All righty. We're going to be out of here today, folks. We'll be back tomorrow when we break down everything and tell you how we predicted every single game right down to the exact T. We'll be looking forward to that. We'll be back tomorrow, noon Eastern, twitch.tv/takesbyfans. Twitter, follow me on there, Takes by Fans. YouTube, Takes by Fans. Podcast, Takes by Fans. However you want to watch, listen, interact with me. I just told y'all, it's Takes by Fans, y'all. Come on, y'all know how to use social media. Alrighty, 6 minutes out from kickoff. Enjoy your Sunday. Win some money. Hopefully we made you win some money. Hopefully we did not make you lose no money. Hopefully we did not make you lose $50,000. That will definitely hurt me. But we're looking for that $100,000 cash out this week. Alrighty, y'all. We'll see.